So we have here the the latest and newest single-phase power controller, the new EPack. So you can see it's very compact. This mechanic actually covered amperage up to 32 amps. And we have another mechanic that is slightly larger, but not by much, that will cover up to 63 amps. So this device includes like a display on the phone that allows you to do the configurations, and then you go through the menus. So I can go and select, for example, if I want to do a quick configuration, I have a passcode that could be adjusted to whatever I want. So now I go through the quick start menu that will allow to actually do the configuration for probably about 75% of the application. Okay. So the first thing I selected what kind of language that I want. So we're gonna pick English here, and then I select the firing mode. So that's one of the good things is now you have one unit that is completely versatile. So instead of having like multiple units with different hardware, now you could just pick whatever mode that you want. So phase angle is pretty common, pretty typical in the US, so we're going to do that. Now, depending of the options, you're going to have a number of additional features like the current limit. And this unit has the current limit, so I select if I want to have it enable or disable. So let's say enable. Same thing with what we call the transfer mode, which is actually an advanced current limit that is specific for loads with high inrush current, like molybdenum, siliciide, or shortwave infrared applications, or tungsten load, for example. So enable as well. I can have like two different kind of control mode. Voltage square is pretty typical, and in some applications I have also the ability to control the kilowatt or power directly with that device. So that device has like an internal control loop inside, and I will actually be able to monitor the power. So let's do power control. In this case, I have also the ability to select the kind of load that I want. That would adjust or tweak the configurations in order to get always the best result. So I can have like shortwave infrared, silicon carbide, molybdenum heater, or just regular heater, like any kind of a alloy type of heater. The next thing is about how do I want. I have on the bottom a number of terminals that could be used for like the analog input, for example. So I could select, for example, one of those terminals to be the input signal, so set points, or for other purposes. Let's say I want it for set points. And same thing as before, in terms of the versatility of the unit. Now, instead of having like a fixed type of input that could be current or voltage, with this unit I have the ability to actually pick whatever type of input that I want. So if I want 420 milliamp input, or 0 to 10 volt, for example. So it's just a matter of going through that menu and selecting the right type of input that I want. Or 0 to 20, for example, that's another possibility. Let's say I want 4 to 20 milliamp. Okay, I have an additional digital inputs at the bottom as well that could be used for alarm acknowledgement, or if I wanted to be to do like a set point selections, or something else as well. So, I can actually select not to use it. Let's say I just wanted to for alarm acknowledgement. This actually allows you to select the kind of still about the type of load. In this case, I can select if I want to fire directly to a heater, or if it's a transformer couple load. So if there is a transformer in between the SCR and the load itself. So that's also just make some additional adjustment inside the units. Okay. So here, transform the loads, or transform a couple loads, enter. And the next few questions is about how I want to calibrate the units. And as you can see here, for the amperage, I can calibrate the unit to the exact amperage value that I want. So let's say this unit is a 32 amp unit, maximum 32 amp. But if I want, I can actually tailor the calibration to exactly the specification of the loads. Let's say 28 amp, for example. And same thing for the voltage. This unit will actually cover any voltages from 100 volt to 500. From 100 to 500 volts. And same thing is just a matter of adjusting, the calibrations to the desired value. So that's pretty typically very convenient if you need to, for example, test the unit, and for example, in the US and ship the equipment to a different country. You could just adjust the voltage, or if you have like a lot of different type of applications, the same hardware can be used for like a 480 volt applications, or down to like 120 volt, for example. So I've done the voltage calibration. This unit, as well, as you can see with the 2 port on the front, is built-in Modbus Ethernet or Ethernet TCP. And you can actually select the type of communication. Typically I would select like automatic, and it has like you could select if you want like a fixed IP address, or if you want like DHCP. Okay. And then finish, yes, and that's it. The configuration is now complete, and the unit is ready to go. For additional configuration, you can always use iTools, and there is also the possibility of using graphical wiring to do even more advanced kind of configuration, using function blocks like math blocks, logic blocks, and adding additional limits if you want with graphical wiring. And you can always save that, save in a clone file. So you could, as many of the other Eurotherm devices, you could save like a UIC file, a clone file, and send that by email. Okay.